Who is an expert on what violence is and how to address and prevent it? Can there be such a category of people given how different experiences of violence can be from one society to another, one community to another, and one person to another? At Collaborative Social Change, we don't believe in experts. Instead, we see everyone committed to eradicating any form of violence as human knowledge reserves that could serve survivors well, or anyone seeking to address or prevent violence. However, there might be instances or patterns of violence that require new, innovative responses or a combination of classical methods and unconventional approaches. At CSC, we believe it is a best practice in violence prevention to make sure we don't use predetermined skills like human rights advocacy or counseling to also predetermine what violence can be addressed and what methods of response are appropriate. In current fields of practice associated with violence prevention and response, such as social work, criminology, applied human rights, transitional justice, conflict management, conflict resolution, peace building, humanitarian assistance, atrocities prevention, development, and many others, so-called experts often make assumptions about what types of knowledge and skills are relevant to respond to violence before the nature of said violence is truly understood. This approach risks overlooking or misrepresenting the context that the violence occurred in, the way it was experienced, and what can or should be done to respond according to those that endured consequent harms. In addition, these industries also encourage technocracy and hierarchies, which is not always helpful. Technocracy generally means those with decision-making powers are either elected or appointed based on their scientific knowledge and technical experience in applying a set of valued skills. Hierarchies in many violence prevention and peace organizations mirror private business structures, where institutionalized decision-making is not necessarily collaborative or democratic, but instead dictated by higher-ups to people in lower-level positions. Such a structure unjustifiably prioritizes certain knowledge and experience before understanding the nature of violence and what might be needed for its effective eradication. The prevailing technocracy and hierarchical models seen in most organizations working on violence prevention in turn encourages professionals in this context to become increasingly concerned with self-preservation in a competitive donor-driven industry and become preoccupied with climbing the professional ladder, an example of which could include moving from a program officer to a director as a sign of professional development. At CSC, we see the primary focus on technocracy and the hierarchical model as detracting time and focus from effective practice. Counterintuitively, creating such niches, expertise, and technical requirements can inadvertently marginalize diverse actors from feeling relevant to violence prevention and peace practice. This is the antithesis of what CSC aims to accomplish, as social transformation is required to end some of the most embedded forms of violence, such as systemic racism. To address these various issues, we at CSC organize ourselves into a horizontal structure, including advisors, consultants, volunteers, and partners. Anyone can join these clusters so long as their respective knowledge and experience can contribute to the cluster's mandate. Advisors at CSC lend support through their knowledge, experiences, lessons learned, brainstorming efforts, and more. They expand our organizational reach, help to mobilize resources, and help to ensure high-quality services and programs. In sum, they function as a source of wisdom and influence, but do not have time to comprehensively implement a service or initiative. Consultants at CSC are the primary service delivery agents and lead facilitators of our problem-driven activities. They provide direct services to clients, raise issues worth response related to our core mandate, facilitate collaborative strategy development, assemble and work with teams for strategy implementation, and ensure high-quality work throughout the life cycle of an initiative or service delivery process. Volunteers at CSC are self-selected go-getters seeking experience in violence prevention. They are eager to learn and lend a helping hand, determined to discover their strengths, and excited to establish their footing in CSC's global network. They also support service delivery and initiatives being implemented in their personal areas of interest. CSC's partners include organizations and networks that are committed to complementing our work. We learn from each other, support each other, and mobilize our collaborative action in response to specific issues related to addressing and preventing direct, structural, and cultural violence. At CSC, we believe it is time to undo the harmful effects of counterproductive industry trends by proposing a new model to organize ourselves around violence prevention. To this end, we are redefining expertise, opening up the pool of relevant actors, diversifying the sectors, age groups, and disciplines we engage, and allowing the problems surrounding violence to determine what methods to use, how best to use them, and who is relevant in making these decisions in each situation. We are all relevant to violence prevention, so join us.